It is so funny that one of the reasons why these member states were never invited is it's because of terror activities within the region. Can you even hear that? That the main reason why they were not invited is because of the terrorist activities within the Sahel region. Can that even make sense to you as an African? Because number one, what I know is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they are out of ECOWAS.
Excellency, there was a question on the inclusion of the countries of the Sahel.
Yes, the issue of reintegration of the Sahel countries in the African Union, President Dashimie has already tackled and handled it. The biggest problem that we have in that region is the proliferation of terrorist groups, traffickers, and all kind of secessionist rebellions. And it is in this region has become a source of concern when it comes to the neighboring countries too. So it's very important also to understand that we need to continue to engage with them. When I assumed office, I immediately appointed a special envoy, and my special envoy has been meeting recently with the leaders of those countries, and I also requested a visit to those capitals so that I can also start a direct dialogue with the leaders of that region. I think the Sahel countries need the support of the whole African Union, and I know that there is an initiative now that more than the neighboring countries, 18 countries of that region are seriously thinking of creating a platform, a common platform on how best they can handle these security issues together and not leave it to the 3 Sahel countries. I think this initiative will certainly be of critical importance in the coming weeks and months. Thank you. The question around the lack of efficiency of the African Union to resolve crises and conflicts, and the lack of initiatives that create a sense of failure. And this could have an impactful effect on the development of trade on the continent, and in particular through our common framework, which is EFCFTA. Let me say that it's not the lack of initiatives that create that sense. Even an hour ago, I was in a C5 meeting, presided over by His Excellency President Ramaphosa on the Republic of South Sudan, and so many leaders, presidents were present. And I think that there are so many mechanisms that we try to use and utilize in order to bring peace and stability in some of our regions where we have conflicts and unstable situations. You are right when you say that one of the non-tariff barriers that we always refer to and mention is the lack of security in the border areas. If you don't have, 100% security in border areas, it's very difficult for goods to cross the border from a country to another. This is a real challenge. And then, of course, the unconstitutional change of governments create also more tension, not only inside the country, but also it might have a spillover effect on neighboring countries.
It is so sad to hear such a reason, that one of the reasons why Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger were never invited in this summit is because of the terrorist activities within the region. Does that even make sense, surely? Because at the end of the day, the aim of African Union, number one, is to make sure that African countries are at peace. As we are speaking now, go to Somalia, there is war. Go to South Sudan. That is what we call the forgotten war in South Sudan. No one is even speaking about it. Go to Niger, we have conflicts. Go to Cameroon, we have conflicts. Go to Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria, we have conflicts. So why is it that even Nigeria itself, they have conflicts, but they attended the African Union? See, it does not make sense in one way or another. That is why even Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, they had to pull out of ECOWAS. And the main reason why they had to pull out of ECOWAS is because they thought that ECOWAS was not doing enough to fight the insurgents within the western region within their countries. So they had to pull out of ECOWAS, and they formed what we call the Sahel states, the economy of Sahel states, a combination of 3 countries where they came up with one army. As we are speaking now, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, they are thinking of coming up with one currency. Can you even imagine that? In another way, it means these 3 countries, they are doing perfectly as compared to what the AU is doing. Because we as Africans, we thought that AU was to unite Africa as a whole. But this one is not the case. In fact, we are seeing the Sahel state becoming more united as compared to these other countries which are not part of the Sahel state. Catastrophe. That is the problem with Africa. So they just think about themselves. And as a matter of fact, for me, I think AU should learn from the economy of Sahel state. They should learn from Burkina Faso, they should learn from Mali, they should learn from Niger. Why? Actually, they have to use these 3 countries for benchmarking so that they can unite Africa. Go to Burkina Faso, go to Mali, and go to Niger. Ask them why and how they did it. Because it looks like for them, they are succeeding in uniting themselves as compared to what African Union is doing. So it's so sad that as part of Africa, we as Africans, instead of African Union trying to incorporate Mali, trying to incorporate Niger, trying to incorporate Burkina Faso, they're saying that it's because of terrorist activities, that's why they are not incorporated in what we call the African Union Summit. It's a shame to Africans, it's a shame to these leaders who normally attend the African Union meeting. So fellow Africans, Africa will unite at the end of the day, even though we are facing difficulties, challenges here and there, but Africa will unite at the end of the day. We must unite for us to realize our potential. African Union can just go to the economy of Sahel state. They benchmark what they are doing because they are doing it right. We as Africans, we are saying they are doing it right, but for them, they are not admitting that they are doing it right. So that is the tragedy with Africa. But at the end of the day, Africa will unite, man. It might take even 100 years from now. But come rain, come shine, Africa will unite one day. Africa will unite. Now, let's leave that aside. Another main reason why I think Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, they did not attend the AU summit, it's because of the AU Charter. So the Charter states that member states, they have to, so the member states, the members, the presidents of those countries, they have to be democratically elected. So for Traore, for instance, he was not democratically elected. Traore became a president due to coup. So that is one of the reasons, again, why they were not invited to the African Union. So they believe that African Union, the members, to attend the African Union, you as a president, you must be democratically elected, something that is not the case when it comes to the Sahel region. So I think it is going to take time for countries like Burkina Faso to be part of the AU now officially, because they are claiming the president must be democratically elected. Now, if you look at Burkina Faso, for instance, Burkina Faso, Traore has just banned all political parties within Burkina Faso, meaning even him himself is not a member of any political party. So meaning when it comes to election, it's something that might take time. But at the end of the day, we Africans, we must unite and we will be great. And we will set an example to generations and generations that are yet to be born. So thank you for showing up. See you next time. Bye-bye.